Kristen Stewart seems like she was born a badass. She just uses a certain kind of toughness and bad girl persona, both on the screen and off, that is appealing to the masses. Sadly, in real life she is very much like many of her independent film characters, complex, troubled, and a smoker. Hopefully she will quit soon before the cigarettes ruin her gorgeous face. The world doesn't see a lot of Nicky Hilton these days. Come to think of it, the world doesn't see a lot of Paris Hilton these days, either. The world is grateful. But, when the world was inundated with photos of the Hilton sisters together, the world never saw a cigarette in Nicky's hand, which is why the world finds it hard to believe Nicky H. is a smoker, but she is. The world learns something new every day. The world is tired of typing the world. It seems Lindsay has a hard time doing anything that is actually good for her. That's not an attack so much as a very obvious observation. Besides doing drugs, drinking and making bad career choices, Lindsay is also one of those young starlets that sucks on the end of a cigarette often. It is no doubt the booze, drugs and cigarettes that have caused this 20-something to look 40-something. Kira is known not only for her striking looks and fierce English acting ability but also for her very slight, skinny, frame. Could it be Kira is so darn skinny because she substitutes eating for smoking? We the fans may not know it, but those close to the actress claim she smokes a lot. Too bad, thin is not worth cancer. Well, it is in Hollywood. When you look at Kate Hudson, what do you see? A radiant, glowing actress that seems like she does Pilates 3 times a day and drinks freshly squeezed kale juice, right? I mean, she hacks her own line of sports apparel, so why wouldn't we assume Miss Hudson was all about health? But, the pretty actress is a big smoker. So here's some truth for you. We weren't aware until recently that Cameron Diaz was a smoker. What we were aware of was that she very suddenly looked, well, older. Don't get us wrong, she still has an incredibly tight, sexy body and is still a good-looking broad, it's just her face looks a little more worn than we would have imagined. Then we learned she was a smoker, and then the light bulb went off. Oh, we could just slap these young, little starlets around all day until they started to get some sense into their pretty little heads. The studies have been done. We've seen what cigarettes can do to your body and your face. So why would such a young, beautiful woman like Rosie want to risk it? Come here, Rosie, I've got some slapping for you. It actually shouldn't shock anyone that Mila is a smoker. I mean, she already has one of those husky voices that seems like it came from smoking for 50+ years. We certainly hope she wasn't smoking while she was carrying that, what will no doubt be a stunner of a baby around. And hopefully now that she's popped the kid out she will stay off the smokes. Well, when you're one of the most disliked celebrities in Hollywood you no doubt have to have some kind of vice to live with that knowledge. Miss Heigel's vice, that we know of anyway, is smoking. We would like to say to Miss Heigel, you recently got a second chance when you got another television show to star in. Don't your lungs deserve the same second chance? I guess it shouldn't come as a shock that Cyrus smokes cigarettes since she makes it very publicly known that she smokes other things. We wonder how Patrick S. feels about the smoking. Does he feel like he's kissing an ashtray? An ashtray that's been around the block a few times? I guess it shouldn't come as a shock that Cyrus smokes cigarettes since she makes it very publicly known that she smokes other things. We wonder how Patrick S. feels about the smoking. Does he feel like he's kissing an ashtray? An ashtray that's been around the block a few times? I guess it shouldn't come as a shock that Cyrus smokes cigarettes since she makes it very publicly known that she smokes other things. We wonder how Patrick S. feels about the smoking. Does he feel like he's kissing an ashtray? An ashtray that's been around the block a few times? Say it ain't so, Sienna. You are so lovely and talented. You're better than that, aren't you? Maybe you could become addicted to juicing or boogie boarding instead? She's British, so that's more than likely not going to happen. All we can hope for is that someone does an intervention and sooner rather than later. We'll admit, this one shocked us a bit. Though Perry is a rocker chick, she does have a vanilla coating about her. Maybe that whole Christian music thing at the start of her career. At any rate, she definitely can sing and we hate to think what her voice will be like in a few years if she doesn't quit the smokes. Kind of another shocker for us. I mean, we know she, like Cyrus, is none too subtle about enjoying a nicely rolled funny cigarette, but the real ones? Nope, we never figured her for a nicotine gal. She has had quite a bit of drama in her life. with the whole Chris Brown thing, so maybe that explains the addiction.